Today's news.
Tariff carve out.
A 1-month exemption for cars and trucks.
Job cuts at the VA.
I thought it was pretty much hands-off veterans.
New thinking in Mideast poll.
A big shift.
Good morning. I'm Steve Cason. With the CBS World News Roundup, President Trump is granting temporary relief from tariffs, among to the big three U.S. automakers, Ford, GM, and Stellantis. Canada responded earlier with its own tariffs, and stores in that country have now begun pulling U.S. alcohol off the shelves. Here's CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
President Trump tapping the brakes on some tariffs until early April after speaking with auto executives this week and telling them
they should get on it, start investing, start moving, shift production here to the United States of America where they will pay no tariff.
But it's still full speed ahead for tariffs that affect Canadian companies like Conquest Steel, a family-owned firm outside Toronto that employs about a dozen people. Owner Rahim Malouf said he started losing business in November, right after Trump won, and tariffs were threatened.
We started experiencing outright cancellations from our American distributors. It came as a shock to everyone.
Shock is certainly something a lot of Canadians are feeling. I gotta imagine anger, confusion, sadness.
I think, all of the above.
The Veterans Administration is planning to cut nearly 80,000 jobs. VA Secretary Doug Collins.
The money we're saving by eliminating non-mission critical and duplicative contracts is money we're going to redirect to veteran-facing healthcare, benefits, and services, resulting in massive improvements in customer service and convenience.
George Sager is a Vietnam vet who protested VA cuts in California.
I made a contract with the U.S. government. I've held up my end of that contract to the best of my ability. The government is always trying to change that contract.
CBS News confirms President Trump could sign as soon as today an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. President Trump has issued what he calls a last warning to Hamas to release all of the remaining hostages in Gaza, or, quote, it's over for you, is where the U.S. has been negotiating directly with Hamas. The Gallup poll finds 55% of Americans favor the creation of a Palestinian state. Gallup senior editor Jeff Jones.
Americans have always been more sympathetic to the Israelis and the Palestinians, but the gap is the smallest to them in our polling. So 46% are sympathetic to the Israelis, 33% to the Palestinians.
CBS's Scott McFarlane has more on the Virginia court appearance of Mohammed Sharifullah, an alleged mastermind of the 2021 attack that killed 13 American service members in Afghanistan.
Sharifullah was captured after Pakistan acted on CIA intelligence and then was transported to Dulles Airport in Virginia. Then charged Wednesday with conspiracy to provide material support for a foreign terrorist organization. In court, he spoke in a soft voice, barely 5 feet tall, and he looked down to the floor frequently, including when the judge told him the charge could lead to life in prison.
Reuters reports the Trump administration is planning to revoke the legal status of 240,000 Ukrainians who have fled to the U.S. since the start of the Russian invasion. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab is in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv.
Confirmation from the Trump administration it has paused intelligence sharing with Ukraine follows the suspension of billions of dollars in military aid. Now, U.S. European Command has also said shipments of Biden administration-approved arms not yet delivered have been paused.
People in the upper Midwest are digging out from a snowstorm that featured blizzard conditions. CBS's Rob Marciano.
Near whiteout conditions snarling traffic in Iowa with as much as 9 inches of snow falling. Winds gusting up to 70 miles per hour, limiting visibility with dozens of cars losing control, leaving some stranded on the highway. The strong winds taking down power lines, with crews scrambling to restore electricity.
We're dealing with some very high sustained winds that impact our overhead lines.
The Minneapolis-St. Paul Metro getting up to a foot of snow in spots. The Minnesota State Police reporting more than 300 vehicles off the road.
It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 47 degrees in Martinez, California.